Hello, everybody. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the chairman of FF UK, league winner in 2012, Mr. Christopher Galloway, and arguably more importantly, the winner of the 2019-2020 season, Grant Lawrie. It's great to see you both.
Hello, how are you doing?
Great to see you, Pete. Thanks for joining us.
I feel privileged to be here.
Oh, don't we all? Don't we all? And you're privileged to watch this as well, if anyone who's watching it. Thank you for the lovely introduction, Peter. How many times have you? Which year did you win the FF UK League? Could you just clarify that?
I've never won. I have. I've won the head-to-head league. I've won the. I think I've won the FF UK Cup. I've been runner-up in a few prizes, and this season equalled my best finish at 7th in the FF UK League. So I'm pretty happy at the moment, but of course not as happy as someone like Mr. Grant Lawrie.
I know, I'm well happy.
You must be.
I was so happy, but I was a bit nervous towards the end though.
What on the last day?
Yeah, on the last day I was really nervous. I was like, if I lose, don't talk to me, literally.
Right. Well, we'll come to that. We're gonna talk to you about your season last season and your the season coming up. But before, I just want to quickly sort of really mention that the league is now up and running, and we've got we're coming up to 100 teams. 85, something like that. So we're getting up. It's slowly rising. We were waiting for the big influx of teams to come in, which is always in the last couple of weeks. So we're all very excited about that. We've got all the details on the website. I'm going to put that up on the screen as well. But we're going to interview Grant this evening, and we've got some questions. So let's start with the first question. Grant, congratulations is the first part of the question, and massive congratulations on winning the league last year. What did you spend your winnings on?
I haven't spent it yet. I've just been waiting to see where I can go on holiday, and if it's doable, then I'm going to go away for a little while, just for a couple of weeks or something in the sunshine. Now nice. the weather's got a bit worse. Hopefully I can get away. Maybe a little golfing holiday.
Sounds good. Okay, right. Let's talk about the end of last season. You mentioned it earlier. It was a bit of, but you were at the top there, but you didn't have to top the league until, what was it, before the end of the season? Was it? I think you were up in the top 10, floating about, but just took top spot. Or was it on the last day itself?
Basically, when
go on, you describe it.
Yeah, when lockdown sort of reopened and the football started again, I think I was like 6th or 8th or something like this, and I thought I had no chance at all. But then there was a big weekend when Martial scored a hat-trick.
Yeah,
and none of the boys in the top half of the table had Martial. So I thought, right, I'm back in it. I can do something. And then the guy at the top had a stinker of a week, which brought everyone back in. Yeah, and then I thought, all right, started to get a bit excited, started to maybe it's doable. Then I don't know what happened. I just had one really good week, like I got like 90 points or something, and everyone else got like 50 points or something. And then I got really excited. And I thought, I can actually do it. But I was so nervous, and everyone was congratulating me like a week before, or one game week before. Which is the ultimate, jinx.
No, it's not what you want at all. It's not what you want at all. It's not like if you've been up there all season in first and they started saying it, like with Liverpool, that's the one thing. But I know what you mean. You just got that top spot, and it's like everyone was convinced that Bakers was going to win it. Actually, we were all pretty much like we were talking about him winning his second and all this stuff, and then you just it wasn't you came out of nowhere because everyone was there. As you say, I think he dropped down to you, didn't he? I think you're right.
Well, I've seen everyone that's won it have a little wobble, and then they get all nervous, and the person behind them gets all excited, and they do like a stupid triple captain or something, and they get 3 points for their triple captain, and then their dream's gone. So I was like, please don't do this. So the last week, I still had a triple captain to go, and I thought, who's going to play? I didn't know what to do, and I didn't even have a very good week the last week. So sort of at half time of the game, I was really fearing the worst. I thought he's going to pit me, he's going to do me.
Yeah.
And then no one really had a good week, apart from like people further down the league, which didn't really make a difference. If the second or third place sort of people had a big week, like 80, 90 points, they'd have just took it. They'd have just won it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with that's why we love this game, is that you just didn't. No one knew what was going to happen on that.
No one knew.
We all, and it was close enough that you had to be kind of nervous, at least, to say the least. All right, so you've sort of mentioned the moment you thought it was. So was it that Martial hat trick? Was it when you thought this is
the Martial hat trick? Well, the Martial hat trick made me get back into it because I'd fallen away a little bit, but the Martial hat trick made me sort of believe that I could still do it. And then I don't know what week it was. It was like the third sort of game before the end. I got much higher points than everyone else, and I thought I can do this. And I got really nervous. I saw Pete a couple of times, and he'd tell you like, "Oh, go on, you can do it" and stuff. And I was thinking I'm going to blow it. I want to do like a Newcastle. When Kevin Keegan started doing that speech, I thought that's going to be me. And then everyone's going to have all the messages waiting. Oh, unlucky mate, all this stuff. And then everyone started messaging me saying congratulations. And you don't win until you win, in my opinion. Like even if I was
it takes a while for the game to update and everything. So
yeah, and like someone's going to get bonus points or a tap in, or it will come off their ear and they'll get an assist or something, and and all the points will change and stuff like this. So until like the Monday after the last game, I didn't believe it. I really didn't believe it. So.
Brilliant. Well, it's definitely true. All right, so best player your best player this season that you picked?
It's got to be Martial, because not many people had him, and he scored vital points at vital times. Really, it wasn't. It was like every time he scored or he got an assist, no one else would have him. So it would be like a little bonus that no one had him.
Yeah. So, well, everyone else had Bruno, didn't they? And maybe
I wanted to put Bruno in, but I thought there's no point me having Bruno because everyone's got Bruno. So
did you not have him? You didn't have him?
No, I didn't have him once.
Well, there you go.
So,
I think there was a lot of swings like that at the end of this season. So Martial over Bruno. So Salah and Mane were inconsistent. Sterling.
I didn't have Salah for the whole season either.
Wow. You had Mane though for a bit, did you?
I had Mane for the whole season.
Oh wow. Okay, so you had Mane instead of Salah. We'll come to that later whether you might do that next season, because they're the same price this season, which is going to make it interesting. It's the first time they've been the same price.
The midfield's going to be very important this season.
I think so. All right. So if it's Martial was your best pick, have you got a golden rule when you play FPL? If someone like you have to tell someone who doesn't know, what's your golden rule?
My I would like to have 3 consistent defenders, 3 consistent midfielders, 2 consistent strikers, and then the rest like educated guesses of young players that are going to do well. So their price will go up, or cheaper.
So slightly punty, but you're making a bit of a risk on a couple. So one in each position.
We'll say like they're like I don't know, like a young player like Marcus Rashford a couple of seasons ago you knew
Greenwood last season.
Greenwood last season. You knew once he broke into the team, he was going to do well. He was a guaranteed star. He was going to do well. So it was like an educated guess. It wasn't really a punt, but it was a cheap option. And
I think Justin at Leicester wasn't a bad pick for you at the end of the season.
Yeah, like I saw that Imam was injured, and because he came from Luton, so I kind of, as I'm from Luton, I kind of knew a little bit about him, and because the guy got injured, I knew he was going to play all the time, and he was really cheap, so it just opened money.
Yeah, just got you a few more here and there.
Yeah, and I needed the extra money later on in the season to put who I wanted in the team.
I mean, just on top of that as well, considering, so if you had the triple captain going into the last week, you'd used all the other chips. So you'd use the wild card and your bench boost, I think, before game 30.
But I wanted to use the triple captain.
Unusual.
I wanted to use the triple captain in a double game week, but as the lockdown ruined my double game week, that I had to come up with another. So all the people that did their triple captain early on and got like loads of points in double game week, I was a little bit jealous that I didn't do that.
but however, so I mean, everyone got like effectively a free wild card in game week 30.
Yeah.
Lots of people had saved there specifically. You hadn't. You'd already used yours, but you managed to navigate that despite the fact that you'd already used those chips, which I thought was quite interesting. I'll be honest. I thought you would struggle in the top 10 because you'd already used your wild card, because some of us effectively had two, one on game week 30 and then one straight afterwards.
I think sometimes having an option to change all your team is not necessarily a good thing. I think you stuck with them players through the season, and if you think, some people had too many choices and they were really bored for a long time, that they changed their team like 20 times. Like,
it gives you too many decisions to make. Yeah,
too many decisions to make. Like, if you just make, like, say someone got injured, you could just bring one or two in. It's not a problem. But
as you say, it's the core team goes a long way.
Yeah, you just need to stick with consistent performers, and that's it really. Like Liverpool, everyone knew towards the end of the season they were going to play all of their youngsters, and they were going to fall away a little bit. So
And did you hold on to Liverpool at that point? Did you have like?
I kept Mane for a little while, and then once they won the league, I put Sterling back in and all this, because I knew that Man City would go try and put down a marker. That's so basically as soon as Liverpool won the league, I was going to put Origi in because I thought they were going to play all the youngsters, but Salah was still on for the golden boot, so basically
they didn't even bother with that really. I don't even know who won the golden boot.
Vardy. Was it Vardy won it?
Vardy won it in the end. Yeah. Well, we're gonna come to people like Vardy in a bit. Right, I've got a couple more questions on last season. Have you got a preferred formation, Grant, when you play, or are you a bit more flexible? No, you don't mind.
Just depends on the fixtures. Like, put the best team in you can for every week.
Okay. So, what about for game week 1? Next season, you wouldn't be thinking I want 3 forwards, or you just be thinking whatever's best.
Well, I looked at it, and the fixtures, it says like Liverpool play Chelsea and stuff, but then I looked at the actual fixtures, and that's not the case. So, like, until I have a clear.
Oh, is that on the app? That's on the app.
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah. So it's got a week out with the fixtures, which is classic.
Yeah. So,
on the website, it's correct.
So
because I think Chelsea Liverpool is game week 2. Yeah.
I'd go for the strong teams towards the end of the season. I wouldn't go for someone that was like in a bad run of form. Like Crystal Palace were in horrendous form last season, so they're playing Man United. I would say Man United would smash them.
No, absolutely.
I don't know. don't know.
Okay.
It's definitely
One
not going to be a Harry Maguire hat trick anyway in the first opening.
Yeah, no, we won't mention that at the moment. There's a court case. Oh no, it's finished. But anyway, what about captaincy? What about that's the big one maybe because it can kind of make or break your game week, your captaincy. So what are your thoughts on it? How do you decide on a captain?
Highest scoring midfielder against the weakest opposition. Pretty much.
Okay, so last season that would have been Mane or KDB for most of the season, would it?
Yeah, well, Mane, Salah, Sterling, like someone that plays outside forward or whatever these new positions are called. Sort of one of these guys against the weaker opposition. That are going to.
So do you not captain forwards and you don't captain a forward? You wouldn't captain. I'm trying to think this season. Say Raul Jimenez against.
No. I'd captain like Aguero against like Watford because he scores a hat trick nearly every single time.
And Kane.
Did you captain Kane towards the end of the season at all?
Captain Kane. As soon as Mourinho said Harry Kane will score lots of goals for me, I was like, Kane's going to be all over it. So I made him captain. He scored 2 goals.
You're basically a complete maverick, aren't you, Grant?
Just go for it. Why not?
Yeah, just take those chances.
He who dares wins. That's what they say, isn't it?
Clearly worked.
Wins, Rodney.
Definitely worked. Okay. Let's look ahead to next season. Who's going to be at the end of next season? Okay, so Kevin De Bruyne was top scoring player this season. Yeah. Who's going to be top scoring player next season?
Sterling.
At the end of the season. Sterling this season.
Raheem Sterling.
Wow. Okay, I did not expect that. If I could have guessed 4 names, I don't think I would have guessed those 4. It probably would have been the 5th.
Raheem Sterling.
Okay, and what makes you say that?
Maybe you need to review that, Chris.
Because if Aguero gets injured, then Sterling plays through the middle, and they'll have Foden and Mahrez. And who's the new fella they signed? Torres, is it?
Torres, yeah, and obviously KDB, yeah.
Yeah, well, Kevin De Bruyne will play like sort of central midfield, but Sterling will play through the middle.
What about Jesus?
Well, he plays, but I just think Raheem Sterling, he can play across the right.
He's about to have a big season. Okay, yeah, no, he will play
right side. He can play right side, left side, through the middle. Number 10, he can do everything. So he's the first person on the team sheet for Manchester City, I think.
Yeah, I quite agree. There's Jesus and Aguero. Every chance they're rotated.
Yeah. If you're going to play a striker for Man City, Sterling is the first one on the
And so, will you have KDB as well, or will you just have Sterling?
Didn't have KDB all season.
Didn't have KDB as well. Didn't have KDB or Bruno, or KDB or Salah. Fucking hell! Sorry, I shouldn't swear. That's ridiculous. That's amazing.
Did you have Trent, Grant?
For a little bit, but not for the whole season.
Wow, because there's a guy called Ben Crabtree who's an Everton fan, and he won FPL in 2016, I think. He won the whole thing out of 7 million people, and he didn't pick a Liverpool player all season, and that was the season they scored loads of goals. And it's like he didn't pick a Liverpool player all season. It just shows you that this game is not like exactly what it says on the tin. There's so many different.
The thing is, if everyone has Salah, every time he scores, you make no ground up on anyone. So you have to kind of be like a little bit individual. But
if he's
scoring,
that, but
But also, if he doesn't score, then you can't throw all your eggs in one basket. You need to.
That only works if that one player is ultra reliable.
Yeah. If it was Ronaldo or Messi, you would have them in your team, but Salah takes about 10 shots to score 1 goal.
Well, Salah, I think Salah away last season did bugger all. He scored 4 goals, 5 assists.
That's what I'm saying. I think Salah takes so many shots to score. Like if he actually scored with the amount of chances he has, he should have a hat trick every game.
He had the highest number of shots in the league
I think he has done like the last 3 seasons. I think since he's gone to Liverpool.
And it was that first. Was it the first season at Liverpool that he absolutely smashed it?
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Like every shot seemed to go in that season. It seemed a bit of a strange one for me.
I've also got a bit of a theory that Salah and Mane don't seem to hit big points in the same games. It's either one or the other.
They seem to. I don't know if they seem to like each other. There's always like when Mane. You remember when Mane went off because Salah didn't pass it to him.
It's like United. They all seem to get amongst it. So certainly did last season. She had about 4 players all getting amongst it, and you could have any 3 of the 4. So Rashford, Greenwood, Bruno,
if Salah passed it more, Firmino would have more goals. And the fact he's the number 9 and he has like 10 goals just shows you how much he does not pass the ball.
Yeah, Bobby's done nothing last 2 seasons. So
yes, because the Salah and Mane are the strikers, and he's like an attacking midfielder. That's why I don't know.
Yeah, it's like inverted, isn't it? It's inverted. If you basically all you think about is basically Bobby's basically a central attacking midfielder, and they're the 2 centre forwards. That's what it is. Really,
very, very strange that Mane and Salah aren't forwards on the game.
Yeah, it's like
it is, although it would be ridiculous. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was saying he's Firmino operates like an inverted striker.
Yeah, like false 9.
Isn't it like, is Vardy the only person in the top 5 goal scorers that are actually a striker on the game? All the rest of the midfielders.
Harry Kane.
Yeah,
he wasn't in the top goal scorer in this season, was he?
Sorry, not last season. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but they seem to be because Aubameyang, Salah, Mane, Rashford, like they're all midfielders, are they not?
Yeah, no, they are, and Martial's gone the other way. It's really cloudy. It's really cloudy. The whole what's a forward and what's a midfielder in fantasy. Yeah. They basically need to have a defensive mid. If they want to clarify the positions, they need to make a defensive midfielder position and then have attacking midfielders and then centre forwards. But it's never going to happen. It's going to, I'm surprised about Aubameyang actually that they changed.
Yeah, well, he plays left wing striker. I don't really get it, but.
Well, he does at the moment, but if Lacazette leaves, he plays up front.
Exactly.
We'll see what happens, but the midfield is very interesting this season. It's very expensive as well.
I think they like to keep people guessing a bit as well, and they like to have that. So 5 years ago, beyond that, there was the likes of Aguero and Kane and nailing the points, and it's been overtaken by midfielders, and I think they like the fact that there's that elasticity to the game, and
I quite like the fact that like the midfielders get 5 points for scoring.
Yeah, so the midfielders get more points. So if
and the clean sheet and a clean sheet point.
Yeah, so they should be more money on the game, which is that's what they've done.
Well, really. They're messing with that this season because you've got Aubameyang, Salah, Mane, Sterling, KDB are all really high priced. So if you do get a striker that suddenly, imagine Aguero is the highest point scorer in the game.
Yeah.
And you catch
10.5, yeah.
Isn't Kane like 10 million or something this season? 10.5 million?
I think they're the same. I think Aguero and Kane are both 10.5, aren't they?
Yeah,
Werner. Yes.
Well, Werner's 9.5, but exactly. Kane and Aguero have both got pedigree, and at that price, if they score 2 or 3 goals the first weekend, everyone is bringing them in at 10.5 because everyone's going to have an Aubameyang or a Salah or whoever, or a De Bruyne or a Sterling. They're going to bring one of them in, and it's whether you start with one of them, I guess.
Did you say everyone's going to have them?
Well, not everyone.
I haven't got one of them.
No. I don't think they want to start with, but I think if one of those players at 10.5, if Aguero scores a couple of goals at 10.5, everyone's getting him in because at 10.5, that's a good price. That's the cheapest he's ever been.
Yeah, I think the 12 million midfielders. I think can you have more than one? I'm not sure. I think
no way. They've got a lot.
I've got 2 at the moment. I've got two of them.
You've got two of them at the
I've
moment.
got Salah and De Bruyne at the moment, but Salah and Aubameyang at the moment.
I think Salah might have a very good season. Like Salah was almost my sort of pick for the top point earner. I think Salah.
So you didn't have him last season, but you think he's going to do really well this season?
The only reason I didn't have him is because I don't think he passes the ball, so I don't really like him, so I don't pick him. So that's the only reason. Like, I think he's a little bit overrated. I don't know why. I just think he's a bit overrated.
Okay. No one can argue. No one can argue with when you won the league. You can say whatever you want, and no one can go. No, I don't know what you're talking about, because obviously you do know what you're talking about.
I know. I'll get a little bit of like comeback off from Salah's, but I don't know. I just think if he passed the ball more, he would be exceptional. The amount of assists and amount of goals he'd get would be unbelievable.
Isn't that the same with a lot of great players though? They do hog the ball a bit much. I don't know. Or is that sign of a great player that they don't? I don't know.
Well, the thing why I liked Hazard is because he did the right thing at the right time all the time, and that's why he now plays for real.
Sometimes with Hazard, you think fucking shoot, man, but he bloody passed it. He always passed. Actually, I often look for the assist. I always thought Hazard, he never gave the ball away. He was like, and he's great.
He was a team player. I think if Salah just was a more overall player, he would pass more. He'd get as many assists as Kevin De Bruyne, and he'd still score as many goals, because they attack so much Liverpool, and he should have the amount of assists that Trent has, not like as well as the goals he scores. So
okay,
I don't know.
Who's the first player in the team sheet? Is it Sterling then this season?
No.
You
boys were like this. Timo Werner.
Okay. Excellent. Okay, why is that then?
Because he is a young version of Robert Lewandowski, in my opinion.
I hope so. I really hope you're right with that. Wow. Okay, that's big praise.
I have no idea why Man United didn't go for him or Liverpool didn't go for him. Chelsea's business. If they get Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, like Ben Chilwell, he's all right, but he's not amazing. But if they get Kai Havertz, he is basically the German Frank Lampard.
Plus we got Ziyech.
Ziyech is, I don't know, because he could be hit or miss really, but he's got some good numbers behind him. But Kai Havertz, I think Frank Lampard's just playing FIFA with Roman Abramovich's money. He's literally like, if I was to play FIFA right now, I'd buy Timo Werner and Kai Havertz,
100%. Brilliant. Okay, and then get Thiago Silva just in for a year, just bit of experience.
He's better than what you've got, isn't he? So
yeah, well, mate, that's not saying much, but yeah,
Zuma, he's not Chelsea level. He's just not.
I don't think any of them are, unfortunately. So apart from
Azpilicueta's getting old as well, but James is good. I like James.
Yeah, I think hopefully he might be the answer. But we don't want to make this all about Chelsea. Although my next question might be about that. If you had to pick three players from one team that isn't Man City or Liverpool, which team would you pick? Chelsea. Right. Okay, and which three players? Werner's obviously one. What are the other two?
Pulisic going to be amazing next year. He I think is going to be not the surprise package, but the bargain package. I think it's like 8 million or something.
8.5.
I think 8.5. I think if he stays fit, he'll get assists, goal with Werner there as well. He'll get loads of assists. Like they can all speak German. They're all, that Kai Havertz is just amazing. I'm not happy that Chelsea got Kai Havertz.
Brilliant.
And sorry, Grant, just to sort of interrupt, but do you think Chelsea are going to go with this straight off the bat? Do you think these players are not going to need any bedding in?
No, not at all.
No.
World-class players, mate. They don't. If you're a good player, no. If you're a good player, you're a good player. All this excuses that you need time to settle in, rubbish. Like
I think Werner will come straight in and do all right.
I think Werner will come in, smash it. Absolutely.
He's a striker.
Absolutely.
Bruno did quite well, didn't he, when he came in?
Exactly. Timo
Martial
Werner
did well
and
when he came in.
Kaya Havertz. And Havertz is, if he's just, you remember like Dele Alli did behind Kane when he had a really good season? Kaya Havertz is 10 times better than that Dele Alli season. And if he proves me right, he's going to be amazing. Kaya, I don't know how much he'll be on the game, but he needs to be like 10.5 or something. He scores so many goals. Exceptional.
Okay.
So I'm not happy that you have Kai Havertz.
Well, we haven't got him yet.
But you have. You have.
Well,
Why not? You're a Blackburn supporter.
Apparently, Roman Abramovich is buying a Happy Meal for him in McDonald's at the moment. So you'll have him by the morning.
Sweet. And he only wants a Happy Meal. That's a bargain.
That's it.
That was 100 million.
Happy Meal.
A lot of Happy Meals.
That is a Happy Meal in German, I think.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, I've got one more question. You've had a look at the game this season. It's opened. You've seen all the prizes. Any bargains you can you think?
There's a couple I've been looking at. There's the West Ham fella Thomas Suchek. He had a really good end of the season. He scored like three goals and got an assist or something, and he's like 5 million. Played every game pretty much since he joined in January. And they've just, I think from what I saw, I think he's going to do quite well. Like if Antonio continues to play up front and he plays just behind, I know they've got a lot of attacking players, but they don't seem to be doing the business. But he came in and he did all right, I think. So at 5 million,
he's very cheap, isn't he? I think
seem,
he's more of a central midfielder, isn't he, than an attacking midfielder? I think.
But they had Declan Rice as the holding, him as the box to box, and then they had like Fornals or Lanzini as like the sort of attacking one. But he seemed to be the one that ran beyond everyone and got into the box. So, and
he got on set pieces, wasn't it? It was little headers.
He did. He scored like 3 goals in 2 games toward the end of the season, and like if he continues like that, he'll have a good season, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Any others?
I think Leeds are going to be all right. To be fair,
there'll be a couple of guys in the WhatsApp group who will be very happy about that.
They've got a very hard start.
They do, but I saw them against Arsenal in the cup, and they should have smashed Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how Arsenal won the league. It won the cup, to be honest. They were, like Leeds should have beat them.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah. Leeds should have beat them way long before. But a couple of players stood out for me from the Leeds team. There was obviously Phillips. I like Phillips. He's just been called up to the England team.
Is he quite defensive, or is he attacking?
He's quite defensive, but he's got a good long pass in him. And then there's the fullbacks, Dallas and Ayling. Like there's this AY Ling sort of thing.
Yeah, Ayling is 4.5 and Dallas is 4.5.
Yeah,
like Dallas doesn't get. Dallas isn't as attacking, but it kind of looks like Phillips a little bit. He's got the same sort of long hair and like in a ponytail and all this, but he seems to get up the wing and get the crosses in, and he scores a couple of goals, and he gets I don't know if he's going to get lots of assists, but he seems quite good.
Okay.
So
those 2 defenders are 4.5 and Phillips is 5.0.
Yeah. There is the defender from Arsenal, Saliba or Saliba. Yeah. He had such a big reputation, like a year and a half ago or something, where everyone wanted him, like Man United.
And then he went to Arsenal.
But he went to Arsenal and then was loaned straight back. And if he comes in with, is Gabriel gone there or not yet?
He's having a medical, I think. Gabriel from Lille, I think.
Yeah. If he comes in and Gabriel come in and they play like 3 central defenders, I think he might be a good shot.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, David Luiz could be like a sweeper type thing, and then they could have the actual 2 defenders with Tierney and Bellerin.
Yeah.
I mean, Surely the dream for Arsenal fans is that Luiz doesn't play.
No,
he might not.
No, he will. I think he still will. But we'll see. It depends whether, as you say, it depends if they play three at the back. It's very different.
I think from what I've seen, they look like they're going to do 3, and then Tierney is going to just bomb up. He might be a good shout. He might be a good shout.
I can see Chelsea playing 3, especially at the start. If we get Santiago, I can see Chelsea playing 3 because I watched him the other night and he has to sort of stand off like 2 yards deeper because he hasn't got the pace. He can't. He's not going to have a pace with anyone. So
if you play 3 and you have Ben Chilwell and James bombing up, exactly. Timo Werner's going to get. He'll be top goal scorer.
Well, okay. I hope you're right because then Azpilicueta can play, and then he'll play
left centre back.
Zuma probably, or probably Zuma, I guess, because he's best in the air.
Right, over Rudiger.
Rudiger makes too many. Rudiger looks like he should be the best, but every time I watch him, he makes stupid mistakes. Zuma makes stupid mistakes as well, but he does good things as well. More good things. They're close, mate, because they both make too many mistakes, and Christensen makes too many mistakes as well.
And what about the goalkeeper? What's going on
at Chelsea?
They're signing another goalkeeper. I heard they're going to get Romero for Man United.
No, I don't think so. Well, I'd be amazed if we go for him because then we'd have like the oldest combined age of 2 goalkeepers in the world ever if we had Romero and Caballero. But I don't know. The goalkeeper one is funny because when he joined, his first season was not bad considering it was a bit like De Gea when he came over. It took him a while, and it was a bit like. But Kepa, it was like he hasn't made the mistakes that De Gea made in the first season. He's kind of done all right. He took De Gea's place as number 1, and then this season.
But they're both rubbish. They're both rubbish at the moment.
Well, no. But De Gea was the best goalkeeper in the world according to most people 2 years ago.
He was, and he's been overtaken by Alisson and Edison, isn't he?
Well, and also Neuer.
Neuer looked amazing the other night.
Was he ever better than Neuer? Neuer?
What's that goalkeeper at Barcelona?
Ter Stegen.
Everyone says he's really good, but I don't watch enough of him.
He's a good shot stopper and a good with his feet. But I don't know. I think
Kepa was incredibly expensive as well. So,
and we've got him on an 8-year contract or a 7-year contract.
That's the first time I've seen Chelsea get ripped off for a long time.
Ripped off Torres. 50 million on Torres. That's a waste of money. We spent 40 million on Bakayoko.
He scored the winning goal in the Champions League final for you, didn't he?
Well, no, Ramirez scored the winning goal against Barcelona, but he scored the second one. Yeah. I don't like Torres, but we don't have to talk about that.
All right. Well,
bad times.
It's nice to see someone else get ripped off rather than just Man United all the time.
Oh well, you've got that to come. You've got that to look forward to.
You pseudo Man United fan.
Well, I am in the fantasy football world. Yeah.
You got to have a Premier League team
until Blackburn get actually into the Premier League. Like they ain't relevant in fantasy football world, are they?
No.
Not really. No.
Still living in Alan Shearer's past, like in the shadows and stuff.
I mean, to be fair, even if they get back into the Premier League, they may still not be relevant to the fantasy football world.
Well, they've won as many Premier League titles as Liverpool. So
that's right.
Very true. Very true. That's a lovely note to sort of round it up on.
Yeah.
Because we've been on air for 40 minutes, so
Blackburn, Liverpool,
Blackburn, Liverpool, that level, in my mind as well. So, Grant, I need to say thank you for joining us. Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it. Pete, thank you.
Words,
yeah, we will. Pete, thank you for joining us. Your pearls of wisdom. Do you have any last pearls of wisdom you want to impart on the viewers? Well, Pete or Grant, either of you.
Me, at the moment, my current pearl of wisdom is I don't think we're going to get any 4 million defenders.
There is one. There is one.
Oh, here we go.
That's the young lad from Everton, Braithwaite.
Do you think he's going to play?
I don't think he'll play all the games, but I think for 4 million, he can only go up in value.
Well, yeah, if he starts some games.
You about all 4 million defenders.
Well, no, because some of them go down to 3.9. So if he plays 10 games of the season for 4 million, It's all right, isn't it?
Okay. Well, if it's the right games, then yeah, it's.
But he's not going to play against Manchester City or Liverpool. He'll play against like.
You think Brian Craig's good at got that quality?
Apparently, I saw an interview with Jamie Carragher talking about him, and he reckons he's going to be really good. So, if Ancelotti,
if you're going to trust anyone,
well, if he can't get the centre back, he keeps trying to look for Chris Smalling and stuff like this, and like if he can't get a centre back, I think he might play. So, just like I don't know, keep an eye on it. If he doesn't trust Keane or anyone like that. So
I remember a previous league winner, Mr. Neil Stewart, a few years back, punting on Wilfred Zaha, and to be fair, despite his lack of epicness, he was a bloody good pick.
I don't think he's going to. I can't see this defender dribbling past 3 players and banging one in the top corner, though, Pete.
Okay, well, I'll bear that in mind.
But I hope he does.
Well, yeah, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? We'll all have Branthwaite in our team. So we're gonna. My plan is to do another video with a few of the other chaps just before the season kicks off, where we're going to sort of discuss our final teams. So we've all got that to look forward to, hopefully, and hopefully, Pete, you'll join us for that. And so all it remains for me to say is thank you for everyone for joining us and watching, and thank you to Grant and Pete. And if you haven't, obviously, join the league and get your invitations out to your friends and family. Let's try and beat that total from last season. And good luck for the beginning of the season, everyone. Thanks very much. Cheers. Bye for now.